Okay. Uh, so my screen is visible to all of you. So I'm not resuming that SVD part from today because in the next week lab we have to perform with CNN. So I'm starting with the CNN today, then we'll resume with the part that we have left in the last lecture. Okay. So let's start with convolution neural networks, that is CNNs. So basically here we are, what we are doing is we are identifying a set of features from the images, and we are learning images from the with using the CNNs. We are learning basically features from the images in order to classify or in order to perform some operation, whatever we want to do on the set of images. Okay. So we know that we have worked with the images, so we know that each and every image is represented in computer using set of pixels. Okay. So suppose I have a set of cats and dogs in front of me, so I'll easily identify, okay, this one is a cat and this one is a dog. How does our computer does that? So for that, computer needs to extract features on every layer of a neural network, or maybe a convolution neural network. So it extracts those features like edges. It will identify the edges, it will identify horizontal and vertical edges, and after that it will say, okay, so if some object has such and such edges, such and such features, such and such uh, properties or characteristics for that particular image, then it is a cat, and if it is having some other set of features or characteristics, then it is a dog. So basically idea is to learn different representations of the image, and then it can identify whether it's a cat or it's a dog. Okay. So we know that each and every image in our computer system is basically stored in the form of arrays of three channels, that is blue, green, and red. And each and every pixel is basically represented by three values, that is blue, green, and red. We know this part. Now let's start with convolutional neural networks that we are having. So what first of all, to do a convolution, we have to understand what is a convolution operation and what is the need of doing that convolution operation, and why do we call this neural network a convolution neural network. Okay. So first of all, let us see, suppose I have a 6 cross 6 image, 6 cross 6 image, and I'm applying some filter over it, filter which is, let's say, 3 cross 3. Okay. So if I'm applying filter, so this is, I'm explaining a convolution operation, and let's say image was, okay, so this is, let's say, your first image. So suppose I'm writing 30127 and so on. So it is having certain pixel values or numbers as stored in the form of array in your computer system. Okay, so this is, and so on. Suppose there are so many values, and similarly, suppose I'm applying filter 1 1 1 0 0 0 -1 -1 and -1. So what does convolution operation says? Convolution operator is represented by this star or asterisk. So what does this convolution operation says? It says that suppose you have a filter, what you have to do is you have to uh, put this whole filter over the first section, that is, I have to use another pen for that. Let's say okay, so so over this place I will put my filter, and I will apply, I will do the calculations. So if I am doing the calculations for this, so what will I get? So my first pixel in the new image, that is this part, would be calculated. This part, let's say x, this x would be calculated using the multiplication, that is convolution of this image A and C. So A star C, that is this would be something like this portion. So I'm this x is calculated as 3 into 1 plus 0 into 0 plus 1 into -1. So what I'm doing is I'm multiplying this first value with this first value, again the second value with the second value, and adding all the 9 values. So all the 9 values we are multiplying and adding. Okay, so 1 cross 5 uh, plus 1 cross 1, sorry, 1 cross 1 plus 5 cross 0 plus 8 cross -1, and so on. So I'll do this. So what I'll get is, I'll get, let's say, -5. So this value -5 I'll write over here. So first value is calculated using uh, applying this filter for this part of the image. For applying the second value, what I'll do is I will calculate it. I will move it, or I will say I will scribe this part and apply the filter over here. So for calculating the second value, I would move this filter to the next position, and I will calculate the value. So again I will calculate. So for calculating this, let's say y, for calculating this question, this is, let's say, y. So for calculating this y, what I'll do is I'll multiply this again. It will give me 0 cross 1 plus 1 cross 0 plus 2 cross -1. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this value and multiplying it with this one, then again taking this second value and multiplying with second one, and so on. So it will give me something like plus something something. So it will give me something like -4. So I'll write -4 over here. Okay. So this way we proceed. So ultimately what do I get is, if I'm moving this filter over this image, so what do I get is, so just imagine, so for this portion I'm replacing all the basically all the 9 values with the middle value, basically. So if I'm calculating for this, I'm getting one value. So these 9 values are reduced to one value, right? So for if I'm putting filter over here in the second row, I will get some value. If I'm putting my second filter over here, if I'm putting here, so I'll get my second value. If I'm putting third filter over here, I'll get my third value, and if I'm putting fourth filter over here, so I'll get my fourth value. So let's say this is uh, Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4. So it will be something like that, Z2, Z3, Z4, right? So what is happening over here is, original image size was 6 cross 6 and it is reduced to 4 cross 4. So you have to visualize it, why it is reduced to 4 cross 4, because at every point we are reducing the row and column whole rows and whole columns into one value. Okay, so if I'm sliding over from starting from here, so I'll get one value, then I'm sliding downwards, I'll get another value like this. So this is my convolution operation. Okay, now what is the need for doing this convolution operation? Suppose I have um, I have some image which looks something like it is having 10 10 10 10 values in the pixel values in the one left hand side and 0 0 values on the right hand side. Okay, so this is representing an edge that here it is high, it is having high values, it is having low values. So this image represents the edge. Suppose this is a 1000 x 1000 image. Okay, or in a 1000 x 1000 image, here it is a 4 x 4 image, but suppose in a 1000 x 1000 image you have 10 10 10 and then 0 0 0. So this represents that moving from dark to light uh, is happening. Okay, so the scale is moving from dark to light. So this is representing an edge. Now if I'm applying the convolution operator, let's say 1 1 1 and 0 0 0 and -1 -1 -1, so I will get something like imagine this is a 6 x 6 image and this is a 3 x 3 filter. So this is 10 10 10 and this is
Excuse me,
0
ma'am.
0. Yes.
How to decide the values inside the filter, 3x3 filter?
Yes, so I will be coming to that in this lecture, how to decide these values. Okay. First, I'm explaining why do we do this. Okay. तो अब what I was saying was, suppose I have this filter and I am applying this to image over here. So I will get something like, if I'm convoluting, I'm applying convolution operator, I will get something value something like 0 0 0 0 and so on, 30 30 30 30. So basically what I'm getting is I'm getting an edge. Okay, so if you have a 1000 x 1000 image size, in that case you will get a minor small edge, because 1 pixel or 2 pixel doesn't matter in a is a very small part in a 1000 x 1000 image. Okay, so this is basically your edge. So this what this operator is doing, this is identifying the vertical edges in your image. Okay, similarly you can do horizontal convolution as well. For that it can be 0 0 0 and -1 -1 -1. So this will identify your horizontal uh, edges in the image. Okay, this is identifying your vertical edges. So that is why we need convolution operator. What this is doing is basically identifying features from your original image. So edge is basically transition from this higher to lower or lower to higher pixel values. Okay. So convolution operator is basically identifying features, representations from your image. Now, as asked that how do we decide the values of these filters? So what is the criteria to decide the values to this filter? So filter is, suppose size of filter is 3 x 3. So what are the best values to uh, this filter uh, such that it identifies the actual features or the representation from my image. So whatever I am requiring from the image, it should identify that, right? So what if I learn these values from a neural network? What if I learn these values from a neural network? So this is basically a convolution neural network. So what a convolution neural network does is it learns the weights or you can call as parameters of this filter. So CNN is basically CNN aims at learning the best weights or best parameters for the filter so that it can identify the features that you want for your image. Okay, so that answers your question that how do we decide the values in the filter. So for that we apply KNN and we learn the model, we keep learning it and we identify the best weights for your filter. Okay, so let's proceed with the CNN. Now you know that this is the example of single image. uh, sorry, image with a single channel. Okay, so in general scenarios we how many channels do we have? We have, in general scenarios we have three channels, that is red. uh, I'll draw with the same pen only. So this is red, blue, and let's say green. So we have image like this. Now so for this kind of image we need a filter that we can apply on all the channels. Okay, so for that filter should look like this. So this is a 3x3 filter. So if I am having three channels, so I'll require three for each and every channel I'll require a filter. Okay, so it will be like this and it will be okay. Now I hope that you are getting that uh, what this filter is doing. So for this filter, so if I want to calculate the first value in my image, so if I'm calculating this value, pixel value x, so for calculating this value what I do is I superimpose this whole filter, whole 3 cross 3 cross 3. So size of this would be 6 cross 3 and this is 3 cross 3 cross 3. This is number of channels that you have, NC. Okay, and this is the height
Ma'am,
and width. Yes.
why don't we just flatten the image and then apply a single layer of filter?
Yes, because flattening would basically, that can also be done, but I think maybe because features are lost in that way, maybe.
Okay, ma'am.
Mhm. So, but yes, of course, if I'm flattening this one and then I'm applying some other, we are proceeding with the pooling and so on. So, in that case, I think it should work, but yes, some features might be lost. So it should work fine, even if I'm flattening this whole scenario and then I'm giving it as input to my neural network or whatever. It should work fine, but sometimes it may not extract all the features. Okay. So what we are doing over here is we are superimposing this whole filter over this image. So if I'm superimposing this whole filter over this image, so to calculate this first value, this first x, what I'm doing is I'm superimposing this blue part over this blue part. So first channel, so first this is 3 cross 3 and then this red part over, okay, so it should be over here, that is 3 cross 3. So this red part is superimposed with this red part and then green part is superimposed with the green part and then calculations are done. So I hope you are imagining this uh, in a 3D volume, that this filter is multiplied with this is convoluted with over this third uh, third channel of filter is convoluted with the third channel of the image, and it for calculating the next value we have to slide this one, we have to slide this one, and we have to slide this one. Similarly we have to apply this whole 3x3x3 filter to the next position of the whole image, including all the 3 channels. So this way it works. Okay. So if you people have any confusion about this, so you can ask right now that how this is working. So this is the basic example. Here this is my first channel, red channel, green channel and blue channel. So this is my filter. So I'm applying this filter over this first channel, applying this second filter over second channel, third filter over third channel, and then calculating and adding all these three values to find out my first pixel value in the image output. Okay, so we are basically summing up all the values. Now they have added the bias term as well, so I'll discuss what is it. Okay, so this is the overall idea of the convolution. Now let us move on to CNN. So what a CNN does.
मैम
Yes.
हम इसमें रिसाइज होगी इमेज या नहीं, मतलब जब फिल्टर अप्लाई करेंगे?
रिसाइज होगी। रिसाइज तो हम इमेज को रीड करते टाइम ही कर लेते हैं ना, कि हमें इतना इतना सारी इमेजेस इतनी इनपुट देनी है।
नहीं मैम, जब डायमेंशन चेंज हो रही है पूरी उसकी तो
हाँ,
फिर उसे
डायमेंशंस
रिसाइजिंग।
जैसे यहाँ पे 6x6x3 image we have is 6x6x3. So filter is 3x3x3. So final output would be 4x4 only. It is not 3. 3 would not be there. Why? Because we are taking sum of this one, and this one. We are basically adding all the 3 values and then we are writing it over here. So the size of output image is 4x4. So it is reduced basically. Because imagine that 6x6 image was reduced to 4x4. 6x6 was reduced to 4x4. So that is why this 6x6 is superimposed with 3x3. So it will give me 4x4 anyway. So imagine this is 4x4, 4x4 and 4x4, and I'm adding all the 3. So I'll get the 4x4. Okay, so whosoever is asked the question. I hope you are getting, because it's a little bit because it's in a 3D, it's a little bit difficult to imagine. I'll repeat that part again, whatever I have told. So I have said that first this filter is multiplied with the first position over this blue channel, then red channel filter is applied to red channel in the image, and green is applied to the green one, and then we calculate we multiply these 9 values with the 9 values and we take the sum. Then we multiply these red 9 values with the red 9 values, we take the sum, and then we multiply with green value with this green value, and then we sorry, not the sum, we apply convolution. And then after convoluting, we get only one single value for this green, we get one red value for this 9x9, we get only one red value for this blue. So we have one value, and then one value, and then we are adding all these 3 to get this final value. So I hope now it is clear. If you are having any doubt about this. Okay, so I guess it is clear. If it is not clear, then read more about it. If it's still you are not getting it, ask me in the next lecture कि this was not clear or whatever. Okay. So for CNN, first thing that we do is, so we have seen that 6x6 image is basically reduced to 4x4 image. So we don't want that. We never want that some information at the edges is lost. So why it is reduced? Because 6x6 image is reduced to 4x4 because my filter size was 3x3. So upper row and lower rows are reduced, and this to one pixel, basically to one value. So that is why in horizontal direction as well as in vertical direction, this part and this part is reduced. That is why 6x6 image is reduced to 4x4, and we don't want this in any case. We don't want our information to get lost. So what do we do is, first of all, we perform padding. What is this padding? So either first, what we can do is we do not perform padding. So in that case, we don't have, we'll get 4x4 image anyway. But if we do padding, in that case, we have to do padding in such a way that it makes my image size 6x6. So I want the original size, whatever it is. Yeah. So first thing over here, formula for calculating the size of the output image is, suppose I have a 6x6 image, that is n cross n image as input. I have 3x3 image, that is f filter size, that is f cross f. So output size is always n minus f plus 1, n minus f plus 1 to calculate simply. So if my filter is 5x5, so here n minus f cross 1 is 6 minus 3 plus 1, that is 4. So if my filter size is, I'm setting suppose 5 for a 5x5 filter, so it would be 6 minus 5 plus 1. So my output image size is reduced to 2. So output image size is 2 cross 2. Here output size is 4 cross 4. Okay. So this is the formula to calculate the output size of the image. Now if I do padding, so what do I want is, I want that so if I'm doing padding over a n cross n image, and I am applying this filter, which is f cross f. Size of this filter is f cross f. Let's say 6x6 was input and this was 3x3. And if I am applying padding to it, let's say padding is basically, initially I have to apply padding to this n cross n image. So what I will do is I will add a layer of zeros. So this was my n cross n. I have added one layer of zeros, one layer of zeros in the output. So now this original image size, let's say this was A, so A image, A dash, size of A dash would be n plus 2 and n plus 2. In horizontal direction, only 1 and 1 pixel values are added, and in vertical direction as well. So this and this is added. So two rows and 2 columns are basically added. Okay. So whenever I'm padding with let's say if I'm padding with 1, so size of this is padding with 1. So size of padded image is n plus 2p. N plus 2p. Here I'm padding with 1, so it is n plus 2 and n plus 2. Okay. So now I can apply the convolution filters. Now if I'm applying f cross f over this, this is f cross f over this. So what do I get? So I will get an image which is of size n plus 2p minus f plus 1. Initially it was, if I was applying, it was n minus f plus 1 cross n minus f plus 1. Now after padding, so if I'm doing after padding, so it is n plus 2p cross n plus 2p minus f plus 1. How this is coming? So this is now become 8. This has now become 8 cross 8 image. This is 3 cross 3 filter I'm applying. So you can imagine that one dimension from X is reduced, 2 dimension from horizontal, and 2 dimension from this here in a 3 cross 3 filter. So this is reduced to this single cell, and in Y direction this is reduced, this and this is reduced to single middle pixel. Okay. So that is why, so two rows and 2 columns are reduced. So this would again be 6 cross 6. So what is happening is, first of all, initially it was 6x6 image. I have padded it with two, padding with one, that is in 2 dimensions, so it would be n plus 2p, that is 8x8. Now in the 8x8 I'm applying 3x3 filter, so it will give me 6x6. 6x6 is basically n plus 2p minus f plus 1. So it was earlier, it was n minus f plus 1. Now after adding with 2p, that is padding with padding in horizontal and vertical directions, so that is n plus 2p minus f plus 1. So this is the idea. Again, I would explain this again if there is some confusion about this. So if I have a n cross n image, what I'll do is I will add it with n plus 2p, and then n plus 2p cross n plus 2p, and then I apply a filter, which is f cross f size, and then ultimately what I get is I get the size of n plus 2p minus f plus 1 cross n plus 2p minus f plus 1. So what I want is this n plus 2p minus size of this n plus 2p minus f plus 1 should be equal to n, should be equal to initial image. I can pad with any number of values. Here in this example, I am padding with 1, p is equals to 1. If I am adding it with 2 times of zeros, that is two rows over in the upper side and 2 rows of zeros in the downside, that I can also do, but that would increase the size of my image in the horizontal direction. So what I want is, I want 6x6 only, because my input was 6x6. So I want the size of output be extremely larger or extremely smaller than the input size. So basically what I want is, I want my input n should be equals to whatever padding. So how much padding should we do, that is decided if it is matching with the n, if my output size is matching with the n, so that should be my p. So if I calculate from over here, so my n would get cancelled. So I will get 2p plus 1 is equals to f, or p is equals to f minus 1 by 2. So if I am setting the size of p to f minus 1 by 2, in that case I will get the output image which is same as the size of input image. So output image size, input size is same as output image, output size, if and only if my padding size is f minus 1 by 2. Okay. So in previous example we have seen that f was 3, so 3 minus 1 by 2, that is p is equals to 1. That is why we have set the padding to 1. Okay. So whenever I am setting the padding to f minus 1 by 2, I will get the image as uh, input image same as the output image. Okay. So this was about padding. Now next is yes.
If f size is 4, then we should take p is what, ma'am? F is equal to 4.
We never take the filter size which is even number. Why? Because if my filter is of even number, if it is 4 cross 4, let's say 4 cross 4, so how will I replace? Either I have to replace this one or replace this one with the original image, right? So this is a 4 cross 4. So which cell should I replace? If this is a 3 cross 3, so in that case I'm replacing it with the middle cell, right? So in a 4 cross 4 I cannot do that. So filter size is always in the odd numbers. So this is 3 cross 3, 5 cross 5. This is wrong. So this is 7 cross 7, like this.
Okay, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in padding, where we are adding rows and columns of zeros.
Okay. So suppose if I am having this image, which is okay, I'm making a simpler image. This is 3 cross 3 and I'm doing a padding of 1. So padding of 1 means 1 in horizontal direction. So 2 times in horizontal direction and 2 times in vertical directions, because n plus 2p is there. Okay. So size of new image should be n plus 2p cross n plus 2p. That is 5 cross 5, right? Because n is 3. So so my new image would be 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this is 5 cross 5. Now the original image was 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, let's say. So this was 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and this is 0 0 0 0 0. This is my padding looks like. Okay. So what we are doing is basically we are adding one row in the lower direction at all the edges, basically edges of the image. So lower and upper. So we are adding zeros in horizontal and vertical in the leftmost and the rightmost side and the topmost and the bottommost side. So my 3 cross 3 image is converted to 5 cross 5. Now I can apply the filter over it. Okay, so this was padding. Now after that, so now this my problem is solved. That original image was n cross n. I have padded it with p, so it will be n plus 2p and n plus 2p. Now I can do my filtering, convolution operator I can apply with over f cross f filter. So I will get some image size which is n plus 2p minus f plus 1 cross n plus 2p minus f plus 1, which is eventually equals to n cross n. So my output is now n cross n, which is as same as input. So this is what I wanted. Okay. Now after doing this padding, there is one more operation. Second is first was padding, second is strided convolution. So striding means if I am moving my filter from this position, this is okay. So this is, let's say I had a 3 cross 3 filter. So my first position would be this, right? My second position is decided how much I slide my filter. So my second position would be this. I will draw it with another pen so that it is clear. So my second position is this one. Okay. My third position is I'm sliding it by 1. So S is equals to 1. That is I'm moving it 1 pixel to the right. So my new convolution would be over here like this. This is the way I'm moving. So this is called S is equals to 1. That is striding. I'm sliding with the 1 pixel to the right every time. So if I set S is equals to 2 over my image, so it will look something like this. So my first filter would be over this place, at this place. Now if I'm sliding by 2 pixel, that is S is equals to 2. So my next filter would be over here. So I am moving to the right, 2 positions to the right. Okay. So you can see that if I'm doing this, so my original, if my output, if it is a 6 cross 6 image, my output was 4 cross 4. In that case, if it is a 6 cross 6 image, my output would reduce to somewhat, it would be somewhat 2 cross 2 or something like that. I think 2 cross 2 would be there. 1, 2. Okay. No, it would be 3 cross 3. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm moving I'm moving my window from this position to position A to position B. That is moving 2 positions to the right. Now my next position would be I'm moving from B to C, from this point. That is C point. So my C point is which color? Okay, green color. So it would be from here, green color. So this is over this. So my next position of filtering is this one. So this is called a striding. Striding is basically how much do I shift my filter over the image to the right. Okay, so this is striding. Now next thing that so after if I do striding, so my formula for calculating this becomes, now initially it was n minus 2p plus sorry, what was it, n plus 2p plus 2p minus f plus 1 cross n plus 2p minus f plus 1, right? So here this formula is changed, so it is changed to here. For this it is changed to n plus 2p minus f by s plus 1. So s is the basically how much we are striding, cross again the same, n plus 2p minus f by s plus 1. So this is my formula for this new image. So you can see over here, if I have a 6x6 image, so n is equals to 6. Padding I have done 0, I have not done padding. And then for f, my filter size was 3x3. So s was 2. If s is 2, so I will get 6 plus 0, that is 6, minus 3, that is 3, 3 by 2, that is 1, so 1 plus 1. So output is 2x2 image. 2x2, yes, right. So output is it? So over here it would be 2x2 image. Okay. So why this is called a floor function. Sorry, floor. I'm not sure if I've done the calculation right. 6 plus.
Ma'am, please explain this S again.
Okay. So for S is basically, S is the striding, how much I'm shifting to the right. So if this is my image, okay, if I'm setting S is equals to 1, so I will keep first my filter from this position, second I will keep from this position, okay, from third I will keep from this position, right? I'm drawing it upwards, but filter should always be over the image completely. So it should be actually, it should look like, okay, so this is my first position, okay. Then this is my second position, then this is my third position. So what I'm doing is I'm moving from here to here, then here to here. So basically my starting point is changing. So first starting point was this, starting point was this, now starting point is this. Starting point for the filter, for the whole filter. If I'm setting S is equals to 2, S is equals to 2. So in that case, what is happening is I'm changing my starting point of the filter, which is so initially it was this, now it will be this. So my if I'm doing it convolution first time, so it will be over here for this part, okay. If I'm doing a convolution the second time, it would be starting from this. So basically I have left this part. So this S is equals to 2 means I'm moving 2 times to the right from here to here. So moving 2 pixels to the right. So that is S. So okay, now it's clear, I hope. Formula for
Yes,
calculating.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's clear.
Okay, so formula for calculating is n plus 2p minus f divided by s plus 1, and this is a floor function. Floor function means if you are getting something like 2.3, so it should be reduced to 2. If you are getting 2.9, it should be reduced to 2, and so on, like this. So floor function would always take the lower value of your function, that is 2. If you are between 2 and 3, it will take the lower value. So this is your floor function. So this would be the size of your output image. So whenever you are setting your model, first of all, you have to decide your padding size, your striding size, and then you have to give, after padding and striding, you have to give your image as input to the model. Okay. So two concepts we have discussed. Third thing that we are going to see is, suppose I have, so I'll discuss how one layer convolution neural network works. So if we are having a 6x6x3 image, 6x6x3. So first thing that we are going to do is we apply 3x3x3 filter, any size of the filter. This is, I'm just taking example. So this is 6x6x3, 3x3x3 is a filter size. So first thing that I do here is I will apply the bias. So these are my weights that I want to learn, W1, W2 up to W27, right? This is 1, W2, W3. So these are the parameters that I want to learn in my model. Okay. So next thing that I want to do is I get a 4x4 image. Now I will add bias to this bias, let's say B1, and I will apply activation function that we always does. So we generally apply a ReLU function over this. So this is my weight and this is my bias. Simply as in a neural network that we do, we have weight and we have a bias. Okay. Now for this is just an example. Now this process is for first filter. So this is for filter number 1. This is for filter 1. Filter 1. So let's say this filter is for extracting the horizontal edges. Now I want to do multiple things. So I will apply another filter, which is again a 3x3x3 filter. So which is filter 2. So I will learn weights for this as well. So this is W1, W2 up to W27. And again, I will repeat the same process. I will calculate the convolution, and then I will it will be having some bias. I have to learn that as well, because this is also my parameter, B1 and B2. This is also my parameters, and I want to learn that as well. And then I will apply the activation function, which is ReLU, over this whole image. So adding B2 means I'm adding B2 to all the pixels in the image. And applying ReLU means applying ReLU to all the pixels in the image. What is the need of applying it? This is because after calculation, it can give me value that is 200, 100, like that. So I want to reduce my range to 0 to 1 if I'm applying sigmoid, and to some certain values, that is some positive values, which is done by ReLU function. Okay. So activation function I have applied. So up till now, this is same thing as a neural network that we do in neural network. So my final output image size, what would be my final output image size? From here, I'm getting a 4x4 image, and from here also I'm getting a 4x4 image. So the final output size is 4x4x2. 4x4x2. Imagine this is looking like this. So this is my first, this is draw with a red pen. This is my first image with the first filter, and this is my second image with the second filter. So the size of my output image is 4x4x2. This is from first filter, this is from second filter. Okay. So this is how one layer of convolution neural network works. So you have overall idea. We have a pooling layer as well, but I don't think I have time to explain that. Pooling layer. So, but still overall idea you have got. So for this neural network that we have, convolution that we have, what you have to do is you have to repeat this process multiple times. I'll show the PPT over here. Final architecture. You have a convolution, you do convolution, then you apply ReLU, that is activation function, then you again do convolution, you apply ReLU, like we do in deep neural network, any neural network, we apply multiple times, we apply layer multiple times. So this is the way it works. So we are doing convolution, then we are applying ReLU, then we are doing a convolution layer, then ReLU layer, and then pooling layer. So pooling layer is nothing but it's just pooling is you are reducing the size of your image. So this is your original image. So pooling is basically you are applying a 2x2 filter. Let's say max pool you are applying. So in this pink portion over here, so maximum value is 6. So you will write 6. So basically identifying the feature. So idea behind pooling was that to extract those features which have higher weights, extract those pixels which have higher weight. That is which are making my image more value, image of weighted value. So this green part, this 8 pixel is the highest value, so this is extracted over here, and then 3. So pooling is basically putting it putting that max pool with a 2x2 filter over here, and then you are extracting just maximum value from the whole 2x2 filter that you are applying. So this is pooling. Okay. So in a pooling layer, you are basically finding out the image of more amplitude, you can say, the feature which is having high value. Okay. So convolution, then ReLU, convolution ReLU, then pool, convolution ReLU, pool, and so on. You can do it multiple times, and you can play with the model. After that, there is a fully connected network. So I'll discuss this part in the next class because time's up already. So in next lab, we are going to work with the convolutional neural network. That is why I have explained this today. So let me download the attendance. Okay. So this part was not that difficult because you people have already worked with the images. If you find it difficult, read about it. Okay. And ask me if you have any questions. Okay.
Excuse me, मैम
Yes.
मैम अटेंडेंस का एक बार बता दो, मतलब कितनी चल रही है, किसी को कुछ आइडिया ही नहीं है.
Attendance. Okay. तो इसके लिए ठीक है. I'll upload that on LMS.
ठीक है.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. So let's end this.